I want to. Oh, there we go.
And we are live. Welcome to NBA Live Before Lock, Thursday, November 13th. 3-game slate leading in to NFL Live Before Lock. A lot of weird stuff going on for this one. I'm also very happy to see Jalen Johnson in today, but I could have used that value either way. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and then follow us on Twitter, us being me, Josh Engleman, and him, Eric Lindquist. What's going on, man?
Not much. Yesterday was awfully fun. Could have been more fun if Kyle Kuzma wasn't a dipshit, but he's a dipshit. So there is that. We're ready to rock for today. 3-game slate, NFL slate that's just a disturbing game that I will say there's going to be some definite ways to make unique lineups in the NFL tonight if you're feeling a little bit frisky. So looking forward to checking out NFL Live Before Lock after this. But yeah, rolling out one lineup on DK, one on FanDuel so that I can adjust them during dinner. And that's basically all I've got going. How about you?
Wow. Well, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm playing 20 on D. I played the 4-point play on DraftKings, but I am also immediately going to dinner the moment this one ends, since it's only one game. Place I'm going to dinner is 1.5 miles from my house, so no chance I'm going to be there for 2 hours. Be back at like 8:15, 8:30, make my late swaps, go on with my night.
Not going to the country club again like this last weekend?
No country club tonight.
Okay,
nope.
This is a little further away. This isn't walking distance.
They're equidistant.
Equidistant. Okay.
Just when I get to a roundabout, one's one way and one's the other way, but they're the same distance the other direction, probably.
Well, I hope you enjoy all the people that you are going to be around tonight. That is important.
Only person I'm going to see is my wife and the lovely lady at this sushi spot that is going to start prepping my food the moment we walk in because she knows exactly what I want.
God, that's the best. When you have the one place, I've got that spot over by me too, where the one place you walk in and they're all just the regular. I love being like catered to or felt special in that way. It's such like it's not even like a Cheers thing. Like it's just so great when somebody knows how I want all my things and I never have to even like vocalize it once. It's a great feeling.
Appetizer, sushi order. It's great. I don't even have to think about it. It just feels like it's my own little spot.
What's the go-to roll?
See, I'm a person that doesn't mess around too much. I love me just a plain basic tuna roll. Give me a salmon roll. I don't want a lot of nonsense. Okay. If it is a lot of nonsense, give me sauces and more meat. I don't want avocado. I don't want cucumber. Just all of the fish that you could pile onto the rice and seaweed is perfect for me.
I like the cucumber just for the crunch. Like you get the crunch along with like crispy tuna and stuff like that. I like the crunch. Oh, come on now. It's so good. But can we get to the slate? Shut the fuck up. There's 3 games. Stop it. We have all the time in the world. What do you want us to do? There's also 2 hours after this. I mean, Josh,
we could probably talk about this slate twice in an hour.
Whatever. Fun killers. Thanks, Dakota. Whatever.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that people might be tuning into my nuke. I should probably do that. ICU sucks. Okay, now you've gone too far. Timeout.
The man is speaking truths.
Iowa State that just wrecked Mississippi State in Sioux Falls, by the way. They played at the Pentagon, which was pretty fun to watch. But Iowa State, one of the more difficult strength of schedules in all of college basketball this season. They play 4 of the top 5 ranked teams at some point this year. As of right now, they have like 7 in the top 10. It's going to be a ridiculous time. But also, we have 53 minutes to talk about this slate. What do you want from me? What is it that you would say you do here, Dakota? Idiot.
The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors are going to be playing each other today. Darius Garland is not going to be in for this one. So apparently everybody's getting to Craig Porter Jr. 41% owned, 50% optimal, but someone got there a day early.
That was me.
It's Eric, by the way, just in case no one knows.
Yeah. Pretty much to a T. And I had said that I don't think Cleveland really wants to roll out ball that many minutes if they can help it. He played 20 minutes. Craig Porter Jr. played so well in his first rotation that you were already there. Like he was already in like borderline must-have territory, and then he became nuclear, absolutely gotta have it territory immediately after. Played 32 minutes, and now he's mega chalk. So now we get in a little bit different situation because Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley rejoin the court. He's only projected for like 20 and change, but you saw how many stocks. Did I expect like 48 steals and blocks from him yesterday? Absolutely not. I think on DraftKings, if he's going to stay around 41%, you just play him. Like I'm going to just play him in one lineup. But if this gets north throughout this show, if we're updating for the next 50 minutes and we start seeing 50, 55, 60%, I do get nervous about like the people who look at the box scores after the fact and see, oh, Craig Porter Jr. just put up a nuke, and you just click because he's 3,300. And there's an obvious path to minutes when they're missing so many other pieces in that backcourt. But he's sharing the floor with discernibly more usage hogs in Mobley and Mitchell. This could get wrecked, but because there are just the minutes that exist there, I feel like he's an easy click to just have in for right now. But let me tell you one thing. I will be happy to hit eject on him if he starts wandering north of that 45, 50% number, Josh.
It's a big number right now. 3,300 saves us. Like yes. That's a price tag you can deal with. And it's a slate where we don't really have a ton of alternatives. Mm-hmm. So it's the balance here is all weird. Like we don't have any of those 10K guys, but even getting into the 9Ks isn't the easiest thing to do today. So he does seem a bit like a necessary evil. And then I'm just like, I don't know, would I rather have Mamukelashvili at nothing?
That's exactly.
Or do I need them both?
I like Sandro a lot on this slate for what it's worth.
Same.
We are still like, he was like one of my first clicks. I just put him on a prize picks card that I sent to the premium Discord over in the Lindy Discord. With Murray Boyles out, I can't give Pirtle 34, 32 minutes. Like, even if he's capped at 30, that's like 18 that you're looking at if he's playing backup duty there. He got to the 30-minute mark, but like, this is also a game that is up against a very difficult front court where Mobley and Allen and like all these dudes are just ridiculous. You even have Dean Wade, one of the best defenders in the entire NBA, coming off the bench. This is just a difficult spot for Jakob Poeltl. Wouldn't shock me to have somebody who has range in Sandro Mamukelashvili, who goes out and shoots threes. Would not shock me whatsoever if he were to walk into 22, 24 minutes. Like, that's enough at 4K for me to look. I mean, he looks really good to me. I have him projected a little bit better than we do at the moment, and I'm just fine. You know, if you go into the Sims and you just like add a fantasy point here or there, I think we really are looking at a guy that completely ends up like, he just ends up on the outskirts, and there's not a ton at center now with Mark Williams off the board. I mean, Okongwu, everybody's playing. So like, what do you say about Okongwu and Jalen Johnson? Like, I probably end up playing both of them. I think in one lineup, Sandro might be the guy that I decide in this one to fire up.
I like it. The weird thing is, I feel the same way about Jakob Poeltl. Like, we saw him get more minutes last time out. And if that happens, like, he's not a $5,500 center. He should be more expensive, but his price is down because he was limited. Are those minutes going to continue? Because if they are, that is at the expense of Mamu to a degree. And then I want more Poeltl. But if they're not a thing that is definitely continuing, then I want Mamu, especially with no Colin Murray Boyles here now. So I kind of just want to get over on both and hope I'm right with one of them. And
I totally get that. I
like that path.
Yeah, and I definitely make sure I'm in the Sims and not playing them together, because I definitely think one is going to, it is really one of those, like, it's a 3-game slate, and sometimes you don't want to think about that kind of stuff, and you kind of let the Sims roll and do its thing. But I would be very, 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 very against playing the two of them in the same lineup tonight. I don't see that path. I definitely want to make sure that even if I were playing 150 tonight, I think I'd have some kind of a rule to get away from that. But Sandro is the path I'm going because I need the 1,500. But I do like the idea of Jakob Poeltl himself as being somebody there. But we just have a center. Like, there's Okongwu, who is 6,200 against Utah. No Walker Kessler for the rest of this season. Like, there's no defense mechanism Utah has for an interior of Jalen Johnson and Okongwu. So that's some money that I'm putting towards Jalen Johnson, 8,300, 6,200. That 1,500 starts to get pretty thin depending on what else you want to be playing with it. And we'll get into one contrarian piece that I do like that's kind of like maybe another cheapie we can look at. But for the most part, I'm with you. Like one of those two centers, I really like the idea of being overweight to them.
Do you like the idea of having 40% of Evan Mobley coming in fresh as a daisy for this one? Or is an extra $900 and Donovan Mitchell more interesting to you, coming in half the ownership of Evan Mobley?
Yeah, we got.
By the way, we just got the Cavs lineup: Mitchell, Merrill, Hunter, Mobley, Allen, as expected.
I prefer the Mitchell side of things. He is 9,500 shooting guard, and I do not have Mobley in my one lineup. If I were making, I built out Sims for my top 150, I'd be a little bit underweight to Evan Mobley no matter what. I think there's a lot of power forwards that we can kind of play roulette with, that we can kind of like cycle through. And if he's pulling 40% ownership right now, I get it. But I like the idea of getting to Mitchell because you're just trimming a lot of the ownership that I'm worried about there. Like, I think Mobley's a much easier click, and playing single entry, you kind of want to make calculated stands. So for me, the calculated stand in this game is getting to a contrarian piece in Sandro, getting to Donovan Mitchell. And I looked long and hard at just kind of like firing up DeAndre Hunter, because I think DeAndre Hunter at 6,700, especially in single entry, you might end up with some people who really, really don't even give him a second look. You get the main pieces back. He's 6,700, which is just, I think, a little bit of like, how many times have we seen DeAndre Hunter 6,700 ever? And all of a sudden, you know, a lot of the reason he's there is because you were sitting without Mobley, without some of these other main pieces in a couple of games recently. And yeah, I think that DeAndre Hunter is somebody that I entertained a lot. Eventually, I just didn't have the money to get there for him.
Do you feel any sort of way about the rest of these guys? Because there's a lot of names in this game. RJ Barrett, you mentioned Hunter now. Jared Allen's here quickly. Ingram, Barnes. Like, these are guys that we have not really said a word about. And they're all like 10 to 15% owned. I don't know what the hell to do with them, but I can say there's some pretty positive leverage on Brandon Ingram, and there's some decent positive leverage on your man, DeAndre Hunter. A bit of negative, though, on Jared Allen. Where do we land in this range? Or is it just like, if that's what I have left, I get one of these guys?
I think that's exactly what it is. It's kind of like last pieces in a number of different lineups. I ended up not going the direction of it, mainly because we have a pretty good game environment for Utah and Atlanta there. We've got a pretty good game environment for Indy, Phoenix. And this is a good game environment, but the big difference is that these guys are expensive. Look at the price tags across the board. With everybody in, we're just not getting like a quote unquote alpha. And so you get the normal starting lineup, which is just dropped right now. You get 5 very good NBA players. Like, this is like a pretty good accumulation of talent. We'll see if they can do anything with it, because so far, you know, they've been waddling right around the 500 mark, and you watch games and it's a lot of ISO ball to Ingram, and he kind of goes and creates and then quickly creates. And then, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's just not very enticing basketball for a team that I think has so many good NBA players. Scotty Barnes can be that dude for sure. He's probably my favorite purely because he's the lowest owned of those main guys, but Brandon Ingram fits the easiest into lineups with small forward eligibility there. Immanuel Quickley, I just don't know if I've played him once this entire year, because you got Craig Porter Jr. in the same game. You've got a number of other point guards that we can rotate through. So it becomes a positional thing for him. It becomes a salary thing for all of them. I would say Scotty Barnes is my favorite of the grouping. We have a little bit of positive leverage going his direction. We have positive leverage for Ingram in a big way, but I'm just not really sold on any of them being like, oh, I absolutely have to have them. So if you're building out lineups and, hey, I have 7,800 left, go ahead and click Brandon Ingram. I have no problem with it, but I don't know how you prioritize any of them. Do you have like a priority amongst them?
Not really. And in like the grand scheme of things, I don't mind if I'm late or if I'm light on some of these guys, just because it gives me the opportunity to move some stuff around in the 2 later games that we have. And I think that like makes me feel a little bit better, because if I have lineups that don't have as many locked up spots on things I don't necessarily trust right now, then I'd rather have the ability to swap around my best shots later. If I end up with any of those guys, but any of those names that we just mentioned, like they're all very capable of being the best guy on their team that day. I don't know what to do with that in DFS when there's like 9 of them.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with that in real life.
Did you take down first and second for 125K? Please tweet at me at Eric Lindquist if you do such things with nukes of the night. That would make me very happy. That if that is indeed true, that you ended up firing that up, please send that on over because I would love to retweet the living shit out of that, especially because I hate Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, we would like to put that information out into the wild. That's exciting news. Congratulations.
Yeah. Holy mother of God. I just read that and it distracted me. But yes, you said all of the same things that I feel very much about this. Like on FanDuel, I will say this. The one caveat is like, what are you looking at as far as like this game for the Cleveland side with FanDuel ownership kind of where it's at the moment? Because I feel a little bit uncomfortable not playing Evan Mobley on FanDuel. Whereas like on DK, because you're only playing 8 guys as opposed to the 9, I can kind of justify not clicking on him there. I'm leaning towards this build that I have Evan Mobley in for my one lineup on FanDuel. Didn't know if you had any kind of a reaction to that, but like you can kind of same exact copy paste everything you said about Toronto.
Yeah, I feel the same way here. I think Evan Mobley is much more obtainable on the DraftKings side. And I think there are other options around Mitchell on the FanDuel side. I think this ownership makes a bit more sense than it does on the DK end.
100% agree.
Brandon Ingram, massive leverage here as well, by the way, just to put that out there. Oh, I have 2 massive stands in this game in the first set of lineups that I ran. Do you want to know who those 2 names are?
So stands relative to the ownership.
Correct. When I look in the leverage column, they are both sizable double-digit numbers.
Jakob Poeltl.
He's not in a single lineup I have.
Oh, okay. Well, based on what you said before about Jakob Poeltl, I thought that had to be it, maybe.
For the record, what I'm saying right now is not what I want, but what I have.
Gotcha. DeAndre Hunter.
That would be nice, but no. Unfortunately, I'll give you the first one. It's Craig Porter. He's in 75% of my top lineups. The second one is another center in this game. It's Jared Allen at 6,400. Wow. He's been playing pretty well, but where are the minutes? I do not know.
Hopefully just holding him out so that he could deal with Jakob Poeltl and Sandro Mamukashvili today. That'd be great.
Everybody else, Mobley, Mitchell, Barrett, Hunter, Merrill, Ingram, all like right with the field right now.
All right.
I'm going to have to apply some liberal ROI boosts over the next 40 minutes to make some changes here for myself.
There you go.
There are things I want.
You do look like a liberal, Josh. That's what it is.
Depends on the day, I guess.
I'm just gonna take a sip of water. It's fine.
It's legitimately, it depends on the day.
Depends on the issue.
Some days you're right. Some days you're wrong. Some days Clintwood says that we are his 2 favorite NBA minds. Wouldn't mind a seat at the table with y'all and DK __ DFS. If you're ever in Dallas, the beer or bowl is paid for. Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate you, Clintwood. He's in the Discord. He's just one of the good ones. Clintwood 83 is one of the really, really good ones here. I appreciate you, my guy.
Don't know if I'm going to be in Dallas anytime soon. I've been once with former friend of the program, Ship My Money, when he was the runner-up, but also won the same amount of money as in the MMA final. Just to be clear here, they both get the same money.
He didn't get the trophy.
He did not get the trophy. He didn't get the real trophy. He lost that piece.
I went to Dallas a lot when I was in college because they had that was where the Big 12 conference was headquartered at, even though they didn't have like a Big 12 school. But went out in Dallas a lot, had a lot of meetings that I had to go to there when I was the president of student athletes, but it was a lot of fun. It was an enjoyable city. And I think I'm going
that's interesting. I was going to go the other direction. I thought it was terrible.
Oh, I loved it. But I also was a college kid, and it was like, oh, I'm able to go into these bars at 19, 20 years old and line dance. You have like some of the wildest group of people downtown. You got to play Colonial too. That was awfully nice.
Well, so we left the arena as a group of young gents. Everybody very energetic because Adam is flush with, theoretical cash, but cash. And we couldn't even find a place to go to get food. We failed like 4 straight times. Everybody got irritated. We finally found like some side of the building chicken spot. And then we went back to the hotel and went to bed.
Just want to say fuck you to Dakota one more time. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And I'm from South Dakota, so your namesake is embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, next game, let's do it.
I'll let you pick, since they both start at 9. Would you prefer to talk about the Pacers and the Suns first, or the Hawks and the Jazz?
I want to do Hawks Jazz first because it's got all the ownership on the main guys.
Yeah, that was the only answer. I knew you'd go that direction. No Trae Young, obviously. No Kristaps Porzingis for this one. I thought Jalen Johnson might sit on the back-to-back. Did not, or at least we didn't get that news yet. 6,200 for Onyeka Okongwu. 60% owned, 60% optimal. 8,300 for Jalen Johnson, power forward only. 60% owned, 53% optimal. We've got Dyson Daniels, Mo Gay, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, all about 30% owned, which you can kind of look at this and think to yourself, the average lineup is going to have one of the 2 of Onyeka Okongwu and Jalen Johnson, and one of the 3 of Dyson Daniels, Mo Gay, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Let's start at the top. Both? Neither? Or which one do you prefer?
Both. I prefer both.
Yeah.
The minutes are just there for both. You take Kristaps Porzingis, you take Trae Young off the floor, Jalen Johnson becomes your alpha. 1.25 DraftKings points per minute in 88 minutes so far this season. I expect that to be like the norm. He is that guy. Like Jalen Johnson is very good. He accumulates stats in a number of different ways. He has a decent enough assist rate there overall. With those 2 off the floor, it goes to 37.8%. He's a very good rebounder as well. And Okongwu doesn't dominate in that fashion by any means, but 14% total rebound rate for him, 25% usage. Hasn't even shot the ball particularly well in that small sample. Like, I think there's just such a massive ceiling. And you get Utah front court on the other side. Like, you just click on him. And then Okongwu 6,200. The minutes that are created when you don't have Kristaps Porzingis there starting in front of you, it's infinite. And you get Yusuf Nurkic out there on the front court. Like, come on now. We're just playing both of these guys. They should, for this matchup, and they should, for all intents and purposes, be 1,500 more than what they are under the circumstances. But Porzingis being out just creates such a massive amount of value. Mo Gay, I'm not convinced that they want to like play him tons. We saw a lot last year where they kind of jerked him around in the starting lineup. And well, that's not necessarily, well, that's funny. I see what you did there. But I definitely.
I'm a child. That was a reflex, dude. I didn't even think about it. It just came out of my mind. I was looking at Hawks rotation stuff.
69. 6-7. Oh my God. Go ahead.
Can't help myself. I can't help. I legitimately. Right?
We're playing tons of both. If you're on the, you're just going to get tons of both, and you should get tons of both.
You should get tons of both.
I did get tons of both.
I got tons.
Did you not get? Who did you get?
I got tons of one of them.
Oh God, why are you fading Okongwu? Why?
I don't know, but when I look at his name on this little column in the Sims, there's a 100 number next to it.
Okay, so Jalen Johnson's the guy. I just want both. I do.
For the record, I'm not saying I don't want Jalen Johnson, but
the math is telling you no Jalen Johnson.
At the moment, the alternative to me having a ton of Jalen Johnson is that I have a ton of Mo Gay. And an alternative at power forward on the opposite side of this game, who is significantly less owned.
But you always play him. You always play Lauri Markkanen. I feel like we've done a show, 1 or 2 shows a week for 3 weeks, and all you do is talk about Lauri Markkanen. You should, hang on. You probably jerk Lauri Markkanen, if I had to guess. Ha.
He's pretty.
He's a very handsome man. Very nice hair.
Jalen Johnson is 58% owned today. Lauri Markkanen is 18. I just think there's a small disparity there that I find interesting. What if Utah wins the game?
Will you play to win the game? Duh.
You sure do.
Lauri Markkanen probably put up 30, 35.
20% owned. I have 45% of him right now. I'm 2xing Mo Gay as well. And then my other stand, which I love today, and I think you will maybe have some interest. This feels like a really nice Risa Shea spot.
Yes, it is. Oh, you ruined it. It's okay.
I might nuke that dude by the time we're done this show.
Yeah, so I had a lot of people talking about Risa Shea in the Discord. And so this is kind of where the betting stuff and the DFS stuff have kind of like worked out in my favor in some capacity, because obviously I've focused a lot on the, like not always my forte as far as like, I love DFS. DFS is my first love. It's where I started with everything. But like people talking about like the specific scheme of Utah and how many threes teams are putting up against them and how weak they are defensively. Risa Shea should have as many wide open shots as he humanly possibly wants. And Ace Bailey on the other side. Okay. This is the spot where I think you could definitely kind of look at those type of numbers and see how Risa Shea can potentially have an absolute nuke. But I can't believe how many people have asked me about Zachary Risa Shea today. And then I kind of looked into it more. Without Trae Young, without Kristaps Porzingis, there's some sneaky stuff going on with him. 58.6% true shooting, 43% shooting from three. He's basically all going by usage, but he's a 0.96 DraftKings points per minute guy in that sample size. And he feels as though the guy that is kind of forgotten here. I talked about the DeAndre Hunter. It's almost exactly what I was talking about. 6,700 for him. I couldn't get there. I needed the $1,500. That's why I'm playing Sandro instead of playing Jakob Poeltl. And the reason is because I'm playing Risa Shea. If you want to switch those two in that individual build, you could, but obviously playing one lineup for me, it ended up being the Sandro side of things. And I like the Risa Shea call out big time.
So that's sort of the reason why I'm ending up with a bit less Jalen Johnson here. It's a Mo Gay stand. It's a Risa Shea stand. I have some Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I just don't have all of Atlanta. And if it's coming away from him, it's not going to be comfortable because he should enjoy this matchup quite a bit. I just need him to like not enjoy it as much as Lauri Markkanen does.
Now's the disgusting part. Like the other side for Utah, I have like no interest in anybody. Like I'm playing 3 Hawks right now, and I don't have a Utah quote unquote run back, even though that's not really a thing. It's just like, it's just strange to me to not have anything from Utah. So I get the Markkanen thing. Like if I'm able to do that and maybe talk myself into it here as I'm building around, or maybe I need to based off of early information. Cause again, that's what we're going to also be doing is like reacting to the box scores for the first 2 hours of the game that starts previous to it. Maybe that changes my opinion, but do you have anything else that you're making a stand for Utah with? Cause I again, one lineup, I have no interest.
I have 3 guys from Utah, and that's it. And they're the only 3 that you like realistically like. Although, to be fair, I don't like that I don't have Ace Bailey. He's a small forward, 4,800 on a 3-gamer. Like I would be very happy to see his name. But I've got Markkanen, as I've already established. I'm a bit over on Nurk, and then I have a small amount of Keontae George. And that's it. Yeah. I think Bailey's reasonable. And obviously, I would not be surprised at all if Kyle Filipowski, Svi Mykhailiuk, Isaiah Collier were like a Utah value piece you need today. But they are a very untrustworthy bunch on the bench.
Can I bring up the disgusting play that potentially doesn't even show up on the board here? I don't even think I see his name.
Hold on. I'm assuming there's one guy. I mean, all of my thoughts for this are on Atlanta.
Correct.
Okay. It's got to be Asa Newell, just because I don't know if we can flip the coin between Wallace or Krejci.
So he's played 2 games where he's got to 25, 27 minutes. He's a 1.1 DraftKings points per minute guy. I don't think they really need to have like Mo Gay, I think, is going to play backup 5, right? Like that's kind of what we're assuming for it.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think the path here is that they're like all just playing together for a shit ton of the minutes there. And like the 4 minutes when Jalen Johnson has to come off. You figure there's 16 minutes of Onyeka Okongwu off the floor and 15 minutes of Jalen Johnson off the floor. So like we've got like 31 minutes for Mo Gay and Azanul, realistically.
It's just one of those super insanely cheap price tags on a 3-game slate that like nobody's clicking on, nobody's getting to. I can't imagine, like sometimes on these kind of slates, like late night slates, I'll play like one piece that would get all the blowout run and just kind of hope the game fails in general, especially if there's a really good game environment and I'm left on like that salary number. I don't think it's required. Obviously, he projects for 3.7 fantasy points, but I will point out that if there is a 35-point blowout and Jalen Johnson and Okongwu do not get there, you know who probably did? Asanul. So the 2 most popular plays on the entire slate are directly. I'm just saying, it's one of those crazy, insane things that you say out loud, but then you kind of put it into practice. If you're fading both Jalen Johnson and Okongwu and you're playing multiple lineups, so like just saying in like one individual lineup, and you wanted to go to Asanul because you landed on 3,300, we get those questions from time to time, and it's like, oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, don't do that. I just want to point out he is a phenomenal. This is like when you play a backup center, only worse, because like Kevin Love is actually going to see the floor no matter what. And yet I'm kind of saying, all right, leave the 3,300 there. We'll just go to the guy on the Atlanta side because like I don't think Kevin Love would get blowout run. Like,
I also think Newell can just get more minutes than we ever think that he can. Like his minutes variance for this game is massive. At some point in time, like if he's just working hard behind the scenes and Kristaps Porzingis isn't playing, they might just, play their first round draft pick more.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. So
they have a way bigger investment in him than they do in Mo Gay.
Yep. Just wanted to point out that
he's 0% owned. You don't have to go crazy with it.
Yeah, it's like 1 to 20, 1 to 150 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I would probably the kind of build that I'm just from a game theory perspective thinking about for stuff like this is like what are the worlds where Okongwu and Jalen Johnson both fail? I got to tell you, it would probably end up having Asanul be a ridiculous smash. He'd probably be a ridiculous smash in those kind of game scenarios where they both put up like 30, 35 and completely dud.
So I like the shout. It's just on a 3-game slate. These are things that are important where people look back at a winning lineup and they're like, how the hell did anybody do that? And it's like, look, that's not the biggest reach.
Also, what if you just play some more backup 5 than we think and they don't do the Jalen Johnson Okongwu thing? We haven't seen it all that much, to be honest, because it's been like everybody out. And then you get the Asanul backup guaranteed 18, 20 minutes or 25, 27 minutes in those 2 games. Or you get the complete opposite where he just doesn't even see the floor. So it's like, all right, where is the middle ground? Like, is there a middle ground that can exist that isn't being projected for? I would argue that there is. It's just really hard to know when that's going to show up. So yeah, if you're hand building out some stuff and taking a look at it, obviously there is not a chance on God's green earth that I am playing him in one lineup. But no, as you extend this to 50 lineups, 100 lineups, and you're looking for a point of deviation, I would look hard at lineups that didn't have Okongwu Johnson, and I'd find a way to get to like 1 or 2 shares of that guy, and he could make a difference.
I completely agree. Look, like we've seen him get disproportionate amounts of minutes. It took Jalen Johnson and Porzingis being out for one of those games. And it took Jalen Johnson and Porzingis to be out for one of those games. But that doesn't mean it can't change. If this were like an 8-game slate, we never have this conversation for a single second. It's just not. It's a 3-game slate. There's some weird ownership tonight. Do you have anything else for this game?
I really hope Utah fails. I've got Atlanta winning this game. I bet Atlanta. I feel pretty good about having Nickeil Alexander-Walker back. I don't know when the shift happened. It obviously happened with my Timberwolves, but like it's just insane to see him succeed the way he has. Just another reason that New Orleans is dust and doesn't deserve nice things.
Revenge narrative here too. He was on Utah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. That is wild that Nickeil Alexander-Walker was there.
That's where he started, right?
I thought it was New Orleans that he started with.
Was Utah next? Yeah, New Orleans first, Utah next.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty
I had that order in my mind backwards, but
you at least had the order. You could have given me a million guesses. Well, actually, no, you could have given me 30 guesses and I probably would have landed on Utah being a team he was on last because I just don't remember that tenure.
That's how we got to Minnesota.
That's so fantastic for me. So
think about it. He came in the Gobert trade. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Complete cast off, by the way. And we hit the lottery with that guy. He was awesome. And he was a great teammate. He was an awesome dude. He took pictures with my dad when, my dad was just like, is that Nick? Is that Nick? What's his name? And I'm like, Dad, just call him Nah. And
is that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah. I think they are related, right? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Is that
they are related?
Yeah. But yeah, just
on the Alexander side.
But yeah, my dad's favorite Timberwolf now is Terrence Shannon Jr. It's just so weird. It's so weird. Ricky Rubio's his OG though. He's a weird guy.
It's a good one. Rubio's exceptional.
Yeah.
You know what else is exceptional, by the way? The Tails app. And you guys should download the Tails app by clicking the link in the description of this video. It will help us out tremendously. If you're looking for bets, if you're looking for pick'em slips, DFS conversation, this is a really great resource for you because it's totally free. Open up the app, scroll through the free picks feed, get those picks, get those cards, maybe subscribe to a couple people, subscribe to Eric or our friend DK __ DFS on Twitter. You can subscribe to him as well. You can do all of that through the Tails app. Maybe that's not your bag and you just want to get the free picks. That's there for you too. And there's going to be more and more features getting added. And we can add more of those features the more you guys download this app, because the bigger it can get, the more we can give to you guys. So download the app, and what would make my heart very warm, if you can give us a review, give us a couple stars, preferably the most that you can do, but I can't really ask you that. So you do a you on the star portion of this, but we'd love a review if you could do it. One more game to go. Pacers taking on the Suns. Not a lot going on in this one. Devin Booker, 35% owned. Royce O'Neal, Andrew Nembhard, Grayson Allen, Nick Richards, all around 25. Assumption being Nick Richards gets the start. Obviously could be Oso Ighodaro. None of these guys are likely to play a boatload of minutes. And they're also hiding a third center down there in Kaman Malawach, who they drafted for no reason. Jordan Goodwin getting a little love at a cheap price tag. Aaron Nesmith, Colin Gillespie. What do you like in this game? Because I feel like it's a weird one.
Kaman was awesome at Duke. He was so fun. Like, he was just...
Come on.
High energy. It was fun. Don't talk shit on him too much.
Come on.
He was fun. That was a fun Duke team. I know.
Come on.
I'm such a homer. I can't help it.
Are you not at all getting what I'm saying?
No, I'm not.
Come on.
Oh, God. That is... You're really in rare form tonight. I'm enjoying.
I'm also a Duke fan.
I know you are. That makes me happy that you are as well. But just
I didn't know how long I was going to have to beat that one into the dirt.
Man, no, it took you saying it twice. It's all right. I promise I listen. Royce O'Neal's my favorite player from this game. He was kind of an auto click. I think there's worlds where they go small ball 5 and Pascal Siakam's at the 5 in some capacity or two. I don't expect Tony Bradley gets the start again. I fucking hate them for doing that last time around. Gave me a heart attack. And then Isaiah Jackson gets blowout run for no reason, even in foul trouble, and gets the last rebound that I needed to get a double-double. So I'm okay with it. But Royce O'Neal, this game could go small in some capacity, just with no Mark Williams. Ighodaro has a chance to start, but I think Nick Richards is the de facto guy that we kind of expect to be who it is. So kind of stay on high alert with that one to some extent. Ryan Dunn coming off the bench, just a terrible fantasy producer, so we don't really have to worry about him. just to kind of close a loop on the Phoenix side of things, like,
yeah.
I wish I could get to more Devin Booker. I played Devin Booker quite a bit yesterday just because I had the money to be able to go get another point guard there when I played as much Craig Porter Jr. But like 38 minutes, 44 and change. He was fine, did whatever. But like, I find it very difficult to get to where the field is in terms of like what I'm looking at for my top 150. And again, I'm just playing one lineup. So it's very easy for me to just say, hey, I'll fade a guy who's over-owned in Devin Booker on this specific slate. But Royce O'Neal's my favorite play from the game outside of the guy right below him, Andrew Nembhard.
I'm hoping that I have a lot of Nembhard. I just kicked off my sim run. I assume this will be what I use to drive forward here. If I remember correctly, I didn't have anything too extreme in this game. How do you want to deal with this crazy positive leverage on Nick Richards, though? 14.6 on this run. I'm going to refresh this now because I am recognizing that this is not the most recent update. I don't think that's going to change what I just looked at. But no, it is 16.3 now. Should we be paying closer attention to Nick Richards, the second highest owned guy in the game now?
Dude, that's so wild. I get really worried about it. I just don't think they have to play him more than like 14 minutes if they don't want to. I think you can play some configurations of lineups where it just becomes Ryan Dunn, Royce O'Neal as your front court, especially pending what Indy does. Because like Isaiah Jackson is either going to absolutely nuke in his time on the floor in this game. Like Isaiah Jackson is interesting. There's only so many centers you can play. I don't think you can play him on this slate really in like a meaningful way. You could play like O'Shea in 20 max. You could play a couple in 150 and you're fine. But like if Isaiah Jackson doesn't get it done immediately there, this game could go small instantly. And that's kind of what I think some of the ownership and like is kind of like telling me here. Cause like Nick Richards is 3,200. He'd be a good source of salary savings, but like Okongwu projects so well and he's so reasonable without Porzingis out there. And then we talked about the Toronto situation where I think you get cheaper than normal centers there in a game environment. You obviously need to roll out centers. It's just a question of like Nick Richards. Does he get the minutes as a starter or does he get like two rotations, beginning of first, beginning of third? Because go back to last year, that's exactly how they treated him coming over from Charlotte. And he just never saw court time.
He's in one lineup for me. More Iguodala.
Good.
You know what I have the most of, though? Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah, I love him.
So do I. If he's healthy, he's just good. Especially against Phoenix. And I don't care what Phoenix's record is, so calm down, everybody.
He played over...
a bit of Neesmith, too.
What happens when TJ McConnell plays a second half rotation today?
I won't care.
You won't care. I'll care because it'll affect Nembhard, but like,
no, I think those guys are going to stay pretty far apart right now.
Okay, good.
More or less, you know. We haven't talked. I guess I am burying the lead here with 14 minutes to go. You asked where my Jalen Johnson went. Care to hazard a guess now?
Oh no.
It's not an oh no. It's an oh yeah.
Oh, brother.
Pascal Siakam, baby.
Oh, man.
Why's Pascal Siakam 7% owned today? It's a 3-game slate, man.
Because Andrew Nembhard's like eating up usage. Like, it's like a real thing that's happening. Not that Pascal Siakam's going to, succumb so much to it. I mean, he's got like north of a 30% usage all season so far. So, like, I'm not saying that it matters an extreme amount, but like, we're talking about a guy who was 34, 35% usage a week and a half ago. You know where he's at now? Lower, because Andrew Nembhard is back. So it's this push and pull where you're buying high at 9,700 on him. But I guess on a 3-game slate, it's not like you're buying him. You're doing it to just destroy ownership and hoping for a ceiling game. Like, he's under-owned relative to where he should be. I agree with that as well. In one lineup, he was never really a consideration with the other power forward options that we have. But like, you put him next to Mobley, Barnes, Markkanen. He's the most expensive of them still. And the ownership isn't coming in for them. I guess for me, it'll just kind of be like, I told you I wasn't playing Evan Mobley in my lineup. I really want to see where his ownership lands because it's going to kind of inform where everybody else is going to show up on this slate. So like you can do some of the math. I know you do an amazing job with stuff where you can kind of like in real time take a look and see how your lineups are doing and which ones to really be focused on. But like Barnes, Markkanen, Siakam, Mobley, those four, somebody's going to put 50 plus up. And if the Mobley piece fails at high ownership, I'd feel especially good having as much Laurie as it sounds like you have. And then Pascal Siakam, it's not like they're exclusive and you can play 3 of them in a lineup if you really want to. It gets a little thin, but yeah, he's the least attainable because of where the price tag is. I think he's the most expensive player on the entire slate, but
he is $9,700 today.
Nuts. It's nuts, but it's also a Phoenix front court. And if this game goes small and you get Pascal Siakam playing 5, just that's a real consideration. They don't have to play Tony Bradley. They don't really need to do anything that they don't want to do there, where if Jackson smashes, I think he's going to have an opportunity to stay out there for 22, 24 minutes. And that'll take away from some of the rebounds you're looking in the super ceiling for Pascal Siakam. But like, you got to play through your best players. That's going to be Nembhard, Pascal Siakam by a pretty wide margin here. And, you know, he's been playing massive minutes. The minutes have not really been in question in competitive spots, and that's what this projects to be. So I get what you're doing with it for sure. Wasn't going to do it in one lineup, though.
Yeah, I get. I love the positive leverage that I see on him here. Right now, it's basically just I have a bit less of Jalen Johnson, and I'm getting that to a bit more of Markkanen and Siakam. With Siakam at that 7. Look, 9,700 is a big number for him. That's a tough one to pay off. But at the same time, like, he good. It's a good matchup.
I'm going to take the plunge with you here. I'm going to take Jalen Johnson. Now I've got a 2v2 that I can do. I'm going to go the Siakam Nembhard route with you. So here we go. Best of luck to us. Go team.
Let's get weird, brother. All right. We got a couple other super chats we got to hit here. We had Will Craig Porter have another big night. Hope. Will Craig Porter get the run today to be relevant? I mean, he's starting. He should start. So I hope so. He doesn't have to. That's for sure. You got that one, right? Did you pull that up before? Is that the right one?
I didn't touch anything yet. No.
Oh, no.
See that one yet. Nope.
Yeah, Kevin said, took down the FanDuel NBA shot with CPJ instead of Danis with Curry. Thanks, Eric. Just watching like supporter.
Thank you, Kevin.
Love it, Kevin. Friend of the program, Morgan Wiper. Porter was 0% owned in the 725 qualifier, and I went with Triple J and lost by 10. I'm going to become an FBI informant to send Greg to jail where he belongs. That's
now
great.
You know, listen to me, not Greg. These are good things.
Pierre says, on FanDuel, single entry, who are you starting at center?
I have a power forward / center in a Okongwu right now in that spot. I mean, I'm playing 3 of those guys. It's just a different kind of slate. You can play small forward Jalen Johnson, so that kind of changes the equation about how everything works there. What is Richard's ownership on FanDuel now in our update?
5.
Yeah, I don't know if I could justify Nick Richards there when you can play 3 of these power forwards and slide them down there. Yeah,
for me, if I'm playing one, it's I'm either getting a Okongwu or Mobley, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. It's a Okongwu, and he has power forward eligibility. Markkanen, Mobley, they all have power forward eligibility. So yeah, I played a lot of power forwards amongst every position down there, and yeah, it's pretty easy to do on FanDuel. The FanDuel build's pretty straightforward. I think DK is a little bit more interesting today for leverage.
Brian Brooks, 1 player per position for DK single entry. I'm just going to rip mine off real quick. Okongwu at center, Craig Porter Jr. at point guard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker at shooting guard, Markkanen at power forward, and then I need a small forward. That is going to be Aaron Nesmith.
Okay. We didn't talk about him yet. You talked to me about Nesmith.
I didn't know that either until I got to it. That's the most exposed small forward I have in my list. I'm going to probably ROI boost him down slightly, but that's not going to drop him down behind anybody.
Yeah, one player per position for DK single entry. Of course, I just X'd out of my lineup, but I know exactly who's in it. Craig Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell, point guard, shooting guard. Small forward, I think I had Risa Shea. Power forward played Royce O'Neal. Center was Sandro. And then guard forward, utility, you can figure that out.
There we go. Last one. Chase Harrell. Lotion up the nuke. Why not? It is time for the nuke of the night. And I don't know, by the way, I see what you just said there. I don't know why I said that Craig Porter Jr. was starting. That's so stupid. They're at full, like, I'm dumb. It's Sam Merrill. We've had that for ages, but he's clearly the next guy up at guard.
Correct.
So
yeah,
stupid.
no, I
stupid.
didn't think Josh definitely said he was starting. No, I think you do content all day. You have an entire week. You maybe say something that comes off that you don't actually mean for different stuff. It happens from time to time. We'll forgive Josh. We'll lash him with a wet noodle after this show.
I deserve it. That's not a mistake. I'm very happy that I made. But the moment that I saw it said there, I can remember hearing myself say it, and I don't know why.
I don't remember you even saying it. So there is that. I'm kind of like in my little bubble doing this at the moment, just thinking through stuff. It gets very difficult. Yeah, so I can't give you a super low owned one. Just because that's not the kind of slate that we've got going right now. But what I ended up doing, I think it's like the combination of two guys that I think are very, very low owned. And even like working through some of the Pascal Siakam stuff that you were talking about. Guy has a 31% usage, 29% assist rate, and 11.5% total rebound rate with a 47.8% effective field goal percentage that we have to assume comes up. That's not who Pascal Siakam is. We have enough sample size to know that he's going to improve in that department. He's been putting up a lot of shots. They haven't necessarily gone down. It's been problematic. But without Mather in there, without Halliburton there, without everything else there, my favorite play coming into this, Andrew Nembhard. He's played 79 minutes this season, 19% from three, but a 42% assist rate. He has no desire to rebound at all. I've been looking at his under 2.5 rebounds all day long because 1.9% total rebound rate looks make-believe to me, but like legitimately not remotely trying to rebound. But the other two categories, he's the guy that I actually project amongst guards to have the best chance to double-double. And just as far as like where his ownership is landing right now, I don't necessarily, I think he should be more popular. Andrew Nembhard / in the conjunction now with Pascal Siakam that Josh talked about, nuke of the night.
I love it. He's my fourth most exposed guy today. I have nothing to disagree with. I am team Andrew Nembhard nuke. But I mentioned it before. I'm more than 2xing this guy. $5,100 small forward Zachary Risachet. It's going to show out tonight. Hopefully while Jalen Johnson does not show out. But former number one pick, let's do this, brother. Zachary Risachet, nuke of the night. Get different at small forward.
We're seeing
way to do it.
We're seeing a renaissance. Him and Alex Sarr, just not necessarily good basketball teams, but taking a little step up. We're starting to see these guys, these French dudes, start to do a little something, which is fun.
Baby.
They get
3.5 minutes to go until lock. It's going to be a weird one. All right, let's do the reverse. Who's the reverse nuke?
Oh, Evan Mobley. Getting back into the mix here. Just think about this too. Evan Mobley played some ball without Jared Allen out there. Like, it just looks a little bit heavy for me. His projection. He gets the most difficult defender, Scotty Barnes, out there on him. And I know that it's all by association as a team. And Evan Mobley is very good. I don't know how many times I bet his over 1.5 threes last year. I love the man. He's done very good things for me in life. This is just a heavy projection that I don't necessarily completely see. Plus, maybe, obviously we got the maintenance for Darius Garland, so you're still missing that piece here, but it doesn't completely sit well with me in this specific spot with Donovan Mitchell out there, with Jared Allen back out there. Just can't really get there. I know 8,600 still somewhat appealing there, and that's kind of the big deal, but Evan Mobley, I am cheering against. It is not a great feeling.
Second biggest negative leverage play of the day for me, Evan Mobley.
Oh, you're the inverse of the boom bust then. Look at this guy.
I'm with you, brother. It's you and me. It's you and me. Now, it's not you and me here. Biggest negative leverage play in my exposures today, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. And now I'm not playing.
That one goes hand in hand. If I'm going to take Risache for the nuke, this piece of it shouldn't be as surprising.
Yeah, this is true. CPJ, even though he hasn't started, we just covered that. CPJ.
Yeah. I'm just dumb. He was never, ever starting.
No, nobody expected him.
I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
Okay. I love
I pride myself on quality here. The gold standard name
anymore.
Man. 9 years or whatever the hell it is. Got to do better for the people.
Rip. Well, that all went out the window on a 3-game slate.
So what are you going to eat after this?
We're going to this French joint that's really, really good down yonder way. It's going to be, I'm just going to go completely nuts. They get some of those French burgers that you have like the little sauce around the edges of, and you cut it up. You like can't pick it up to eat it. You literally have to like cut it up. It's the most ridiculously good thing ever. And then what is it? French onion soup. Just they put the big cheese thing on top. It's going to be very healthy. It's going to be awesome.
I'm not a French onion soup guy. I like everything but the onion part.
Wait, the onion part's the best part. You get like sweet onion in there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, give me the bread, the cheese, and the broth. Onion should not be the lead in anything. That's an ancillary item.
The cheese, I think, is the main item. Like you get that big top layer of burnt cheese on top of it. I mean, come on now. It's so good. French onion soup. Yeah, it's complete fire. I do not know what you're talking about.
This is YouTube chat, man. I've seen what they like. Why are you trying to... Oh, they agreed? Go, poof. Well, now you got me. Exceptional majority we've got here.
My God. All right, Sandro, I need you to knock down like 4 threes, 5 threes tonight. Can you do that for me?
Shit, do I have them? I didn't even look. It doesn't look likely.
He's definitely the guy that I think is the most contrarian in my lineup. I'm pulling up the $18 right now just because I put it in that too. I just want to take a look.
I do not have him, but it doesn't matter now because it is a lock, ladies and gentlemen. So good luck tonight. And if you win, come see me tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., bright and early, as we build out rotations for the NBA Cup games tomorrow. Eric, tell the people where to find you.
Yeah, you guys can check out, obviously, Stokastic, where I give the greatest nukes the world has ever seen before, since what was that movie? I keep wanting to say Inception, whatever the movie is that we
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, there we go, of course. Right on the tip of my tongue. But otherwise, OddsShopper, you guys can check me out there. Lindy's Leans Likes Locks. Lindy Discord, I'm firing up all my bets in there. Over on Tails, you can find me as well. Go follow me at Eric Lindquist or just Lindy, sitting there right at the top of Tails. And I think that pretty much does it for us, Josh. Let's get the heck up out of here.
There it is, everybody. Good luck. Enjoy basketball. NFL Live Before Lock coming up next, 7:15. Enjoy the weird-ass Jets-Pats game.